Some of you know this. About a year and a half ago, my daughter broke her arm. She was at school, she was playing on the monkey bars, and she was swinging back and forth on it, and somehow she swung too hard forward, fell backwards, and she broke her arm right along this area right here, right across here. I don't think that there's anything more scary or more frightening or anything that breaks a father's or a mother's heart more than their child in pain. The thing about my daughter, Kinsley, though, is that she didn't show any signs of pain. I think she gets that from her mother. And actually, you know, every girl in my family, all of them, my sister-in-laws, my sisters, my mom, my mother-in-law, they're all pretty fearless people, and they all don't let anything get in their way, and they try to achieve and accomplish whatever goals that they have, regardless of who's telling them that they can't do it. But Kinsley, though, she broke her arm, and she was super gun shy of going on bars, playing. She had a hard time sleeping. She would wake up in the middle of the night with just pains in her arm. But she never cried. She never cried once. The whole time that she had a broken arm, she didn't cry. It was Julie and I, we were the ones that were crying, and it was extremely painful. It was extremely heartbreaking for us. It's funny because she didn't want anybody to sign her cast at school. She was actually ashamed of it and was embarrassed to have a broken arm, to have an imperfection. And a lot of us, we're the same way. We have something that's not perfect about us, and we don't want people to see that imperfection. Well, now it's like a year and a half later, like I said, and we all went to the park, all the kids and I, and we were playing and having fun. Like not like we always do, but since it's cooled off again, we're out there at the park more. But the other kids, they were all like kind of, I don't know what other way to say it, but they were kind of hating on her because she could do pull-ups and they couldn't. They were saying, oh, well, that's no fair because she's lighter than us. It's no fair because, I'm not sure. They were saying a bunch of different things on why it wasn't fair that she was able to do pull-ups and they weren't. And I told them, why are you discrediting her ability to do pull-ups? She's in the garage with me every time I work out, practicing pull-ups. She tries to do handstands. You can see her in our living room. She does cartwheels. She's always doing something active. She's my little workout girl. Every time there's something physical to do, she will get out there and try and do it. She knows how to do the splits. She does sit-ups on her own. She does push-ups on her own. She does squats on her own. But her favorite thing is to do pull-ups, and she can bang out a few pull-ups in a row. But my other kids, you know, they're discrediting her, saying, oh, you can't, you know, it's not fair that you can do that. You know, it's only because of this, and making excuses for her or for themselves on why she could do it and they can't. And I think it's unfortunate because I think a lot of people, when they see somebody else's success, they're sitting there, you know, talking about how it wasn't fair. They had the perfect scenario for the outcome. But in this scenario, no, she had a broken arm, so she's actually at a disadvantage. She had a time in her life where she couldn't accomplish what they're trying to accomplish today. But she overcame. She was fearless. She overcame the things that she was afraid of. She was afraid to go back on the bars for a while. Or I would say that maybe Julie and I were the ones that were more afraid for her to go back on the bars. But she wanted to be on them so bad. When she had to go to school, we had to refrain her from going on the bars, but she wanted to be there. She wanted to play on the bars. It was a passion of hers. It was something that she loved to do, and she became good at it. I know one of the reoccurring themes or something very similar is like when a rapper, they come on the scene to the music biz, and people are like, oh, well, you know, they had connections and there was things that they had to be able to get there, and they knew the right people, and you know, it just happened overnight for them. But what you don't know and what you don't see is all the time that they spent in the background practicing and writing lyrics and whatever else, singers, writers, book writers, all those people. You don't see all the fails and the failures that they make throughout their lifetime to accomplish what they do today. You think that they just all of a sudden became good at what they were doing. It was years in the making, years in the making of their success. And so for any one of us to say and see somebody, oh, well, that person, you know, they had all the right things that happened to them to place them in that position. No, they did all the right things. They worked hard and they accomplished a lot of little things to get to that position and to place themselves in the right position for success. So when what we need more, this is what we need more. And this is what I found to be true in my own life. What we need more is when we see somebody else, especially someone we know in our own lives, that is being successful, instead of saying, my kids being upset with their sister about how they can't do something, why don't you ask her, hey, what did you do to be able to do pull-ups? What did you do to be able to be a successful artist, writer, singer, salesperson, manager, whatever it is? What did you do to be successful? And that's what they should be asking, rather than making excuses on why they're not there. I think there's a lot of people, especially myself, like for times that I've wanted to be successful, man, I relax way too much to be upset at somebody else's success sometimes. There's times where, oh, it's the weekend, I deserve to rest, I've been working all week. But those people that are successful out there, I guarantee you they're not resting on the weekends. I'm not saying you should work all the time, but I guarantee you on the weekends, they're still trying to put in their grind. So use it as a time for my own kids to tell them, when you guys want something, if there's like a goal or anything that you see someone else doing successful, the best thing that you can do for yourself, whether it is with physical fitness or even to be able to do something simple as a pull-up, is ask them, hey, what did you do? Or copy the same things that they did to be successful. You might not be able to duplicate it word for word or move for move or whatever, what have you, but you will be able to bring yourself closer to the goal that you're looking for and being able to accomplish a lot more than just making excuses for yourself.
Oh,